Hey, it's Colton Lindsay with the WGR Academy. Today, I'm going to teach you how to prospect and call for sale by owners. Early in my career, I shared with you before how I only sold 2 homes in the first year because I didn't have a system to follow. During that time, I found myself working a part-time job. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. And it was for a company called Living Scriptures. The whole job was to phone call, prospect a database of leads and sell them digital animated stories of the Bible. And I remember one specific day, I had sold a lady a package that would cost her $50 a month for the next 2 years. And she lived in Molalla, Idaho, and I lived in a single wide trailer home. And I realized, wait a second, if I'm sitting here phone call prospecting to sell these folks these videos of the Bible, why am I not phone call prospecting real estate leads? And the story goes on. I signed up for a coaching program and I started calling for sell by owners. When I started calling for sell by owners, I made a joke and I would say, "Hi, this is Colton Lindsay, the world's greatest realtor." But what I learned is people would laugh when I would say that, and it would break the ice early on in the conversation. And I broke the ice in the conversation. I got great at scheduling appointments to the point where I enlisted and sold over 40 for sell by owners in one single year. So let me teach you first the psychology and the reason behind calling for sell by owners, and then I'm going to actually do the script for you so you can take it and use it. Okay? So first of all, when we're calling for sell by owners, we want to start with an introduction. Something that's going to get them to say yes and that's kind of funny so that we can actually break the ice and get them in a good mood, because everything's about emotional state. Now, you've probably called for sell by owners or cold callers or expires before, and you found out that people aren't always the happiest. So we want to do everything we can to move them into that better state. And here's a rule when calling anyone, especially for sell by owners, is don't take anything personal or it will ruin your emotional state. Second thing is once we get the conversation started, we want to move towards figuring out and determining what is their motivation. Why do they want to sell in the first place? What do they hope to get out of this? What's the purpose behind it for them? The third thing is we want to identify the reason they're doing for sell by owner. It's all the same. It's about the money, but we want to trick them in a sense, and I say trick lightly, but to get them to admit it's about money. And you can ask a question a specific way that I learned from that coaching program that gets them to admit, hey, it's about the money. After that, we want to ask them from what Fearless Agent teaches is called the magic question. The magic question is a specific question that sets the seller up, the for sale by owner, to answer yes, no, or give some story. We want a yes or a no, because if we can get our question answered as a yes, we can lead to a close. But if they say a no, we can follow it up with a question to make certain that these guys are crazy and we don't want to work with them anyways. If they answer anything besides yes or no, it means we need to use our skill set to not necessarily try and handle the objection, but write this down. Get our question answered. And I will teach you in the script in a second what I mean by that. And then finally, once we get the yes, we want to move forward and we want to just naturally close for an appointment, because your goal, your job is to set 3 to 5 appointments every single week and get a new customer signed weekly. So let me go ahead and share with you the for sale by owner script from intro to close so you have an understanding and you can literally copy these words down and use them immediately to start setting appointments today. So I'm going to start it off, ring, ring, they say hello. I say, hi, is this Mr. Fsbo? And they're going to say hello. I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Fsbo, this is Colton Lindsay with the WGR Academy. Anyways, listen, I noticed that my records indicate your house is for sell by owner. Is that true? And they're going to say yes. So notice that I specifically asked that question to get them to say yes. Okay, great. How much are you asking for it, by the way? I want to get them answering some questions. I want to get them talking with me. Now, here's a side note. Usually people will say something like this. They'll either say, yes, we're asking $250,000, or sometimes they're going to say, didn't you look at the ad? And then if they start to be a little bit more difficult, you say, hey, no, actually, I didn't look at the ad. I'm just calling all the for sale by owners on my list. You're going to be completely open with them. And then you're going to say, can you tell me about the backyard? Is there something that makes it different from the others in the area? And then it will be called what's a phase shift, getting them talking about the backyard. After you get them talking about what the price is and you're getting clear on what they're asking in their backyard, or if you have to ask that, you're going to say, super. Can I just ask where you're moving when you sell your house for sell by owner? What's your time frame? So those are two important things you want to find out. Where are they moving and what's their time frame? How soon are they trying to make it happen? You want this information. And this is going to help you determine how to set the appointment in this call, but also get the presentation and get the contract signed later. And then once they tell you the time frame, they say, hey, we're moving to Salt Lake City and we have to be moved in 40 days, or whatever it is that they say. Okay, I say, okay, well, let me ask you something, Mr. Fsbo, because you brought it up. You're trying to obviously sell your house yourself without having it on the market. And you're going to pause right there. Without having it on the market with a real estate person. I'm just curious, is that because you hate realtors, or what is it? And most of the time, 99% of the time, they're going to say, hey, it's not because we hate realtors. It's because of the commissions, or it's because of the money. We want to get them to say it's about the money. 1% of the time, they're going to say, yeah, actually, I hate realtors. You say, okay, cool, have a great day. You're going to move on. Because really, your objective is to set 3 to 5 appointments a week. It's not to convert all of these leads. Make sure you're clear on that. Your goal is not to convert every single lead. And so once they say it's about the commission or the money, you're going to say, oh, so it's about the money. And you're going to say, you're kidding me. Really? Is that the only thing is the money? And they're going to say, yes, it's about the money. What else is there? And you say, I totally get it. It's about the money. You always want to repeat back to them what they say. And you say, okay, well, let me ask you something. And then I got to go to another phone call. And it's because I do business completely differently than all other agents. It virtually guarantees you two things. One is you absolutely sell your house, Mr. Fsbo, and the other is you're going to end up with significantly more money in your pocket than you could get any other way. That's with or without an agent. And I know that's a big promise, but if you knew that were true, would you even want to hear more about it? And be honest with me. Now, here's the magic question. That right there is the magic question. And you want them to either answer yes or no, and if they answer with a story like, oh, we're going to try it on our own for 30 days, or we're going to hire a friend, or we're going to use a discount agent, all you're going to simply do is your goal at the magic question is get your question answered. If they tell you a story, they didn't answer your question, you're going to repeat back to them. What do they say? So let's say they answer the question like this. They say, hey, we're just going to try it on our own for 30 days, then we're going to hire my friend. Oh, okay. So you're going to try it on your own for the 30 days, and then you're going to hire your friend. Is that right? And they're going to say yes. Okay, cool. Well, let me ask that question differently. And then you repeat the question. You're going to say, let me ask you something. And let me ask you this, because I do business completely differently than all other agents, and it virtually guarantees you of two things. One is you sell your house. The other is you end up with way more. I'm talking significantly more money in your pocket than you can get any other way. That's with or without an agent. And I know it's a big promise. If you knew it were true, do you even want to hear more about it? And be honest with me. And they're going to say yes, or they're going to say no. Once they say yes, you move forward with the script. If they say no, okay, awesome. Just so I'm clear, you don't want to know how to put more money in your pocket. You'd rather not know about that, right? They're going to say, yeah, I'd rather not know about how to put more money in my pocket. And you can 100% verify they're crazy. They're not a lead you want to follow up with. But once they say yes, you can say, okay, cool. Well, why don't I do this? I don't mind. Here's what I'm proposing. Can I tell you what most people do? Usually what they do is, why don't I go ahead and find a time where I can come over, take a look at the house, share with you how I do business. I think you're going to be super impressed. While I'm there, you can ask me any questions you have, but worst case scenario, you kick me out in 20 minutes or so. So what do you say? Would you be willing to risk kicking me out of your house? And they're going to say, yeah, I probably won't kick you out of our house, but yeah, why don't you come on over? And you're going to say, okay, cool. Do early afternoons work or later afternoons better for you? You want to give them two options. You want to push it into the afternoons because that goes along with your ideal schedule. And then you're going to say, okay, does today at 3 o'clock work, or is tomorrow at 3 o'clock better? If they say early afternoon, if they say late afternoon, you say, I can do Thursday at 5, or is Friday at 5 better for you? That way you organize your schedule, but guess what? You're giving them two options. They pick one, you get what you're after, which is the appointment set. Now, I know for a fact this works. One of our mastermind partners and Academy members, his name is Eric Brown. He actually lives close to me in Salt Lake City, Utah. He's on track to make $160,000 a year, and most of this year, right now, $160,000. And most of his deals is from calling for sell-by owners and having a conversation like this, setting an appointment, and actually getting them to meet with him. And he gives a presentation, the listing presentation, gets them signed, and is making money. So that's proof that yes, you can do it. And I have so many students across North America doing this exact script, doubling, tripling, quadrupling the number of appointments they're setting. So here's what my invitation is to you. Click the button down below. Go ahead and schedule an absolutely free 45-minute business strategy call and let me or my team see how we can help you grow your business. So go ahead and click that link below, schedule your meeting, and we'll see you here soon.